three stories in one. I love this book so much. This was the first book I ever bought. So I'm really happy that I still have this one after all these years. I've got a few Roald Dahl ones here, which I'm not gonna go through, but I'm gonna go through two of them. I'm not gonna go through all of them. The first one, obviously, I don't know if you can see that, it's George's Marvelous Medicine. I've read this book so many times, and it is so flipping funny that I can't comprehend the fact. I can't comprehend it. I really can't. And it's gonna fall off. Another one. What did that one? I did that one before. Another one is Mischief and Mayhem, which has snippets of all of Roald Dahl's stories in one. And one of my family members bought me this, and I know who it was. Grandad, it was you. So, yes. A David Walliams one is The Boy in the Dress, which you can see Dennis there. I think that's his name. Dennis, yes, I'm right. And it's a little bit like Everybody's Talking About Jamie, but differently. Because there's a girl involved in this book, and Dennis ends up becoming a little bit of a drag queen himself, so I do recommend this one. Another one of Roald Dahl's ones is his personal story, Boy. I sob at this book. I end up sobbing, and halfway towards the end, I start crying because of everything that he went through as a kid. From being, I don't know if you can see, but from him being a little lad to like writing his first novel, which I love, because I love an author who goes through trauma to write in their books that a lot of audiences will encourage reading. And I love that it mentions about chocolate and Norway. That's like thingy. And it's basically his story, his journey from being a little kid to being the writer that we all know and love. So, and I was really excited when I was going through my extract, and Amy, my English teacher, said that we were going to read that. I got super duper excited about it because I've read this book about 6 times. I know his story inside out. I know what he went through. And from the extract, it was part taken from the first chapter about the sweet shop. This was it. I don't know if you can see that backwards, but it says the bicycle and the sweet shop. That was like the first bit that we went through, and I was so happy. Obviously, I have both Harry Potter books. I was addicted to Harry Potter, but my sneaky boyfriend decided to ruin the last one for me. So that's why I haven't I have read it, but I haven't read the last part, which is about which is the 19 years later section. I haven't read that yet because I know how that ends. I haven't even read The Half-Blood Prince oh no, I have read The Half-Blood Prince. I'm lying, I have. But I haven't watched the films because my cheeky boyfriend's ruined it. The other book I was given was this. Mirror Mirror, which is a twisted tale on Snow White, and I love this book so much. I read this any time of year, but this was given to me by Nikki, who was my teacher at the time, and I love her for it. Nikki, if you're watching this, thank you so much. This book is a retelling, obviously, of Snow White, but the prince has a name, and in the book, a lot, he's referred to as Henrich, but it's short, but everyone calls him Henry for short, and it's Welsh, because it's not spelled how we would normally spell it, Henry. It's Henri. So it's Welsh, basically. So basically, Prince Henry is Welsh, basically. But the evil queen in this is her auntie, Aunt Ingrid. And it also gives also backstory about Ingrid and Catherine. Catherine was Ingrid's sister, who she absolutely hated. And when her niece Snow was born, that was when it went dark. But I love this though. I remember when Nikki first gave me it, I was like, there's no pictures involved. And she was like, yeah, well, you don't have to use pictures. Turns out she was right, because I don't need pictures to show me the story. All I just need is words. And this is part of a Disney collection by a lady called Jen Calturner. I'm hoping to get the rest of these. I really want the Aladdin one because I'm obsessed with Aladdin. I'm obsessed. I'm also obsessed with Cinderella, as you guys would probably realise from the film that I watched with Lily James involved. But I'm such a sucker for Aladdin. I'm such a sucker for Snow White as well, but I'm a sucker for Aladdin because I love Aladdin so much. And then the last three, because I've got some, well, two of them are new. This one isn't. As I've mentioned before, The Fault in Our Stars is so cute. I've read this book about 5 to 6 million times. Love it so much. It was gifted to me again by an old friend called Liam Gleason, and he signed it for me. He actually signed it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that backwards, but it says, really hope you get well soon. I'm so proud of you for being so brave. That was a scary surgery and you're doing amazing. Hope you enjoyed the book. Liam Gleason, and in brackets, it's your nurse. Because Liam was my nurse at the time, but he was a student nurse at the time when he bought me this. And he went out of his way to buy me this. Wherever he is, I'd just like to thank him, literally, wherever he is. I love this so much. I haven't even seen the film yet. I've been dying to watch the film after when I read this book. I was like, I have to watch the book. I have to read the book, then watch the film. Sorry, I'm getting my words crossed with it being Christmas. So yeah, that's one. The other one, I bought this one myself. I bought this. And it's called The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. The next one you're thinking of is, I bet she'll get The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. No, I will not, because I don't mind Taylor Jenkins Reid, but... oh. So sorry about that. So sorry. But I would much rather read about a murder than of disappearing husbands, so I've gone with this one by Stuart Turton. And then the last one, and I'm really sorry about my cold, I'm real sorry, but the last one is part of a series which I am addicted to at the minute. This is The Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks. Terry Brooks wrote all the books, he wrote all of them. And on the sticker there, look, it says The Shannara Chronicles is now, what does it say? It is now a TV series. It is a TV series, and I have both seasons. I finished watching the first season. I need to read the second book, which is The Elfstones of Shannara. And then I have the third book, because there's 3. And apparently they're thinking about making a 3rd season. If they are, I will happily get my other granddad to give me it. I will happily. Because Austin Butler is in the seasons. He's in it playing Will Onsford, but in the first book, it mentions Alanon, and Alanon, as far as I'm aware, is everybody's favourite Shannara Chronicles character. He's a favourite because he's a druid. But my favourite has to be Amberly Elistadil. She's got to be my favourite. She always has been. Right from the very first episode, I've been hooked on her journey, on her storyline. Eritrea, I'm not really fussed on, because she's not really. I mean, I know she's a rover, but still, she acts like a gypsy. Not gonna lie. But Amberly and Will's relationship, by the way, oh my god, it is so intense. But there's a demon in the series. Obviously, he's not mentioned in the first book, but the Elcris is mentioned, and and if you guys don't know what the Elcris is, it's a tree. But the tree, if you've read the books and watched the season, you'll know what happens to the Elcris, because it dies, and the leaves bear the weight of a demon, and it gets released if the tree falls any sicker. But the Chosen, which is what Amberly is a part of, she was chosen to look after the Elcris, but sadly she went her own way because she wanted to do what she thought was right for her kingdom of Avalon. And her grandfather, who was the king at the time, he was more focused on making sure that his granddaughter was safe, but she obviously ends up with Will, and all entry ensues from there. But I love this book. It's a chunky one. It's how many pages long? I have read this. 664 pages long. And roughly, I got this completed in about 3 sittings. I was gonna get the other 2, but Grandad gave me them on the BookBub thing, and he's downloaded them so I can read them off online. The second 2. I've got the second season, but when the third season comes out, because apparently according to Grandad there is a third season coming. I am really excited, and I love that it's shot in New Zealand because that's where The Hobbit was shot, and I would love to go there to New Zealand and see where everything in the show was shot. But obviously in the series there's a love triangle happening, but it ends up being a love square in the end of season 2, because I won't say what happens to Amberly, but something awful happens to her. Will gets a bit iffy with him, with I can't pronounce her grandfather's name, but I know it's King some Elisadil. I know, obviously, but he's also a dad as well. He's not just a granddad, he's a dad as well. I never knew he was a dad. I thought he was just a granddad. That was all I thought. But obviously in this, it mentions the Warlock Lord, and the Warlock Lord is the nastiest piece of work you can get when it comes to a villain like that. Obviously there are 2 other books on the back what Terry Brooks has written. Running with the Demon and Armageddon's Children. I haven't read them yet. I'm addicted to the Sword of Shannara. I'm addicted. And I'm addicted to the Shannara Chronicles, as always. But it mentions Shea Ormsford, and I believe she was Will's father. Of course, Alanon is mentioned over and over again in the book. He's mentioned over and over again. But in the second season, we learn what the Warlock Lord's weakness is. But you guys have to read the book, then watch the show to find out if you can figure out what the Warlock Lord's weakness is. And yeah, they're the books that I have read from from June till now. And I'm a big book reader, believe you me. I am a big book reader. This was the latest one that I bought, so the Sword of Shannara was my latest one. And I cannot wait to dive into season 2 and read the second book